So I'm very much excited to be in here with you, and I want to thank you for taking the time to be here with me. As you know my name, I'm Neomi Dov, the founder and CEO of Impact, EU VAT SaaS platform. Don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with too many VAT details. It's going to be totally different because I want to take you through a very insightful journey that we as Impact have been going through this couple of years, the transition that we have coped with, and what we have seen is the VAT compliance, close relationships on the most essential parts in e-commerce and how it impacts all those flexibilities, possibilities of clients and companies, and also their potential to grow in the market. We will explore a little bit the challenges that any e-commerce business as a service provider and as a seller are actually dealing with. And eventually we'll show you how everything took us into implementing the one-stop shop solution that enables any merchant to grow within the European market with no burden and no barriers. We want this market to be borderless, and we will help you to cross the borders. So let's dive into it. So what brought us basically to establish Impact is a very painful point of the EU VAT regulation, which came into force on 2021. Basically, the EU authorities decided that they have to deal with the very simple situation where the payment is going through the merchant, the VAT is paid, but eventually those funds are not getting into the tax authorities' bank account, which means they want to recap more than 250 billion euros, and subsequently, their decision is that the merchant will be liable for the VAT. The consequences are pretty severe for an e-commerce business because it means that you have to have at least one VAT registration in Europe and additional VAT registration in every country where stock is being managed, which brings you to a double, triple, and even more bookkeeping. And as an outcome, it means that you have to deal with a new area which actually forces you to be kind of a tax expert with no background and no time to implement it. And that brought us to establish Impact because we want to change the status quo. We want to enable merchants to act in a free way without any hassle, and we believe that you don't need to be an expert in everything in order to implement a successful business. So what we have seen is that those processes are pretty much very much manual. You have to take a lot of data from different sources and to find the way to automate them without no proper tools. That takes a lot of resources, of time and money from your side, and basically we wanted to change that. So what we have is basically we're a Dutch-based company established in 2019. We have granted a license from the EU authorities to act as representative platforms, which means that we can actually be the nominated party to act on your behalf and take the full liability over the VAT compliance. It means that from that point, the authorities cannot contact you or approach you for any problem. We take it on us, not for you, but instead of you. Additionally, we have the deferred license for importation into Europe in zero VAT, which helps to the positive cash flow, while the VAT is being paid only upon sale. How do we do that? So we have combined our license with 4 main vectors that are essentials for our operation to give you the best service. We have the VAT screening, which actually defines the exact VAT percentage per each category and product in each member state. So it's not only standard VAT. Sometimes the VAT should be 6%, not 24%, and we save you money for that. Additionally, we're connected to all supply chain vectors, which enables full tracing over the process, because we are liable and every shipment has to be monitored, so the tax report has to be really aligned with what happens in practice. Additionally, we have an automated VAT reporting, which is now in these days going to be a fully AI product. And this means that every consignment is assigned automatically to the relevant tax report. And essentially, there is no manual process here, no additional effort from the merchant side or the business side, and everything is automated. Additionally, it is combined with the e-invoicing, which is the new feature that every member state defines, and it might be changed from time to time. How simple is that? We all like simplicity, right? So this is not just a slogan, it's really 5 minutes. You just get in, you set up your account, you just fill in the main details, we create an auto API connection to your online shop. You can have few online shops assigned to the same account, and basically from that point you're connected to a payment gateway which actually secures the VAT payment to the authorities. And once this is done, basically you get the VAT numbers and you can operate your business through the entire EU and UK market, 28 countries. So what's important for Impact is also to know our clients, what they struggle with. And when we did those research on statistics, what we have recovered is that we see that any e-commerce business doesn't have a second chance. It means that once you are on and the service is up, it has to be working perfectly. There is no second chance because clients will not come back, your reviews are bad, and we need to be really, really good at what we do. Therefore, you see that the statistics talks about only 10 to 20% of the businesses surviving within the first few months. And what keeps them to shift from one service provider to another, also from the merchant side and the service provider, is a bad experience, one bad experience. So we understand that what also has a really significant role is the technology. It means that everything today is on APIs, automation, data transparency. We need a really good technology that actually knows how to talk to each and every vector with no barriers. So eventually, instead of having 7 slices of a whole pie, you will have one streamlined process. What we realized during that process is, okay, we do that for Impact. We need to have connections to the last mile, and we need to have the payments, and we need to have the connection to the WMS warehouses to monitor the transactions, and we already have the VAT compliance all together, and that creates a really smart technology. We have this circle running, and now we understand that what we have to do for ourselves can actually provide a really good benefit also to the other parties in the arena which we live here, which could be also service providers and merchants. And when you actually compare that with the challenges that every e-commerce business deals with, you can see that it's pretty much aligned. It's aligned with the resources, that you don't have the resources to support expert in every field. You cannot have enough money to pay everybody just to have things working properly. You need the IT system. You don't have the expertise in every field. I mean, I think e-commerce is one of the most challenging businesses because in one day you have to be expert at least in 6 or 7 fields, which is pretty much impossible. And this is the best, I think, the biggest struggle that businesses are dealing with, which we're trying to resolve. Supply chain by itself, I'm coming from supply chain from 20 years of experience. It takes 20 years to understand supply chain, and even then you learn. So those are the main factors that we realize that are really essentials for a successful business. And we want to combine them all together because our technology supports that. In the other end, as you know, many companies say, hey, we do everything. We don't do everything. We focus on VAT. But we understand everything, and we know how to bring you the tier 1 partners to give you what you need with no hassle, with no processes of pricing, quotes, supporting integrations, having any kind of trials, how it works. We already tested it, it works. It is pretty much easy a plug-in, and that way you don't need to invest additional time and efforts in each and every vector. So our strategy and what works in that market, what we see is the next period of the e-commerce market, is the transition from a single SaaS service or any service to a one-stop shop. We work with partners, and it's a simple process for us because we have the right technology, and it all works through only one API connection. That means that in our global market, we can provide any business the support they need with no hassle. And that should be simple like that, because e-commerce happens 24/7, even when we sleep. Eventually, through those partnerships and connections, any business can benefit from this 360 degrees circulation of visibility and managing your business from afar in a click. This is not a slogan. This is exactly how it works. You can see everything on real time. You have the full coverage in 28 countries for the VAT compliance. You have the flexibility to shift from one inventory in one country to another fulfillment center. You have the payment infrastructure covering you all over the countries. You have the fulfillment last mile, and you also have the returns support, which is a very big pain for businesses, which we managed to actually resolve in a very efficient way. Those are basically the kind of partners we partner with. It could be a SaaS company who provides services to e-commerce businesses, tax advisors, accounting firms, payment providers, and the other side are the supply chain providers. Each and every vector can benefit from this connection, and obviously we can benefit from that as well. And I think that the more we cooperate in our market, the greater value is for the merchants and the end consumers. This is basically a pretty clear vision of what we have been able to create with the partnerships that we have created. And soon we will have two of the partners here on stage that can also give you more insight about that. But this is a very good demonstration of the entire process, where you can see that we can manage entire cycle from outbound from out of Europe into Europe, importation with zero VAT, custom clearance automated through our systems and our custom brokerage team, and then domestic supply into Europe and UK to a fulfillment warehouse, importation in Europe, in UK, with the PIVA, so there is no VAT payment on inbound as well, and distribution locally. The returns and undeliverables going back, automated a shipment in our system for exportation, and again, it's going to importation on our behalf in Europe and a free circulation in Europe back to the merchant or the provider out of Europe. So this is a closed cycle that gives you a better transit time in better rates, in full visibility and full control. And that's basically what we're trying to achieve in the market, because we really put the business needs in the center. We see the needs, we see the struggle, we see the challenges, and we want to resolve them without any hassle on the business side. Because when the business is happy, we are happy, and everybody can grow. Thank you. So I hope I gave you a good oversight about what we do and what we try to achieve in the market and the transition that is taking place. And I'm very delighted to have here on stage Jeroen Evers from Enshift, who is the VP Business Development. Jeroen. And Rob Kuipers from PLX, the founder and CEO. Mike. So guys, happy to have you here today and thank you for joining us. We'll start from a short introduction about who you are and what are you doing about your company. So,
my name is Jeroen Evers. I'm working for Enshift. We are in delivery management software, actually from checkout, book and print for many carriers, tracking post-purchase experience and returns. And we have a SaaS company, and active in Germany, but also throughout all Europe.
Thank you. Rob.
My name is Rob Kuipers. I'm the founder of PLX. We are a consolidator. We do a direct in-feed to all European countries. Next to that, we have our own pan-European return service from locally. We check locally, we scan locally, and ship it also back to the shipper.
Thank you, guys. Jeroen, what were your main challenges with clients of Enshift for the cross-border market? How did you face those challenges, and how do you see the connection with empact in that relation?
Yeah, look, we have a lot of shippers and merchants that after the Brexit weren't able to ship to the UK anymore, and from the UK into the EU. So we saw quite some lanes drying up, and customers had to realign their businesses. And while I stumbled because of Rob over you, Neomi, I was actually impressed because by one API, actually by just booking and printing in a warehouse with a service at the back, this problem of the VAT was tackled. So that actually took our interest to go into a partnership with Impact, and I think that's also adds a lot of value to our merchants and shippers throughout Europe.
Thank you. We're very much delighted to be part of that as well. And Rob, can you tell a little bit about how we made something together?
Yeah, so I had a few clients who want to ship also to the UK. We wanted to get also the returns back. Yes, we can ship to the UK. Yes, we can do the returns. Except we want to have a hassleless solution and seamless solution for our customers. So I got in contact with Empact, with Neomi, and we start developing a process which enables us to do a really hassleless, seamless solution to and from the UK. We work in the UK with the largest local shipper with providing us the service. So with the system of Neomi, it is really a one-stop shop for a shipper to go from the UK and from UK to EU, plus all the returns. So we're also looking at different other countries to do exactly the same. So we want to be flexible for the retailers, and that is our main goal.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. One last question is, where do you think the market will be in the next couple of years in terms of transitions in cooperation and connections to other services, and basically your overview where the market is taking us?
Yeah. I think that cross-border is one of the elements for shippers and merchants that's there, and it has to be organized in a simple, easy way. So I think like a cross-border SaaS, how I call it, or cross-border software, actually enables the shippers not only to deliver in the DACH area or within EU, but also towards UK or towards Norway or to the US or China. So I think it opens up the global businesses. So for one merchant and one shipper, that's more relevant than for the others, but it will drive our business and economy. So I really believe in your business now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Rob?